Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so very much for joining me here today. It's the Empress, and in today's pick a card reading, we are picking a dragon, and my intention for this reading is to bring forth messages in regards to our power, healing, and any other guidance or advice that the dragons may have for us at this time. So out in front of you here we have three different cards to choose from, three different dragons to choose from. I'm going to ask you to take a couple of deep breaths, really try to ground yourself, connect to your intuition, connect to your guides, and ask which one of these dragons out in front of you is holding the messages that you need to hear at the time that you're watching this video. And once you have done that, I will have the timestamps to the beginning of each reading in the description box below, along with the links to the cards that I'm using for anybody who feels called to any of the decks that I use here today. You can also find the information as to how to enter the monthly free tarot reading giveaway in the description box and pinned in the comment section as well. So with all of that being said, out in front of you, here we have, this is dragon number 1, 2, and 3. And go ahead and pause the video if you still need a moment to choose, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to dragon number 1. Hello, my beautiful group number 1. Those of you that chose dragon number 1 with the blue candle and the angelite stone, this reading is for you. So let's go ahead and get into a little bit of this energy before we get into the rest of your cards. So starting off here, the kind of color scheme of this reading is definitely blue, and this angelite stone is very high vibrational. So group number 1, a lot of you guys may be experiencing or connecting to or being guided to connect to spirit guides, angels, ancestors, higher dimensional frequencies, as well as there's a large kind of throat chakra energy, as well as this energy of healing from depression coming in here. So those are some energies to start off with. Let's go ahead and take a look at the dragon that you guys chose here. Group number 1, this is the card, and I'm really picking up on this lantern being like a guiding light here for group number 1, and this here says enlightenment and moving forward. So I do feel for a lot of you guys that your message is going to be very focused on kind of putting one step in front of another. A lot of you guys may have been feeling very stuck or stagnant or feeling very blocked, even if it's just in one particular area of your life. But there's something here for group number 1 where you are being kind of led through some part of darkness. You're being led through some kind of turmoil. You're being led through some sort of blockage or being shown how to move around something in order to continue moving forward. So that is very beautiful, group number 1. I absolutely love that. Again, we have this angelite stone. So for a lot of you guys, you may be experiencing a lot of signs, synchronicities, a lot of kind of coincidental energies, things just kind of lining up, things just falling into place. There's something here where you guys are really, you have a lot of assistance. You have a lot of power on your side right now, a lot of higher frequency, higher vibrational energies, higher dimensional kind of energies. Some of you guys may be connected to some sort of like starseed or soul family energies that may be helping you move forward at this time as well. But that is a very strong energy here. And then we have this blue candle here for group number 1, and I'm going to be lighting this candle and allowing it to burn all the way down. And as I light this candle, I'm going to be setting the intention for this flame to help you move forward through any healing process, through any blockages, through any depression, through any darkness that you may be experiencing at this time. If that resonates with you, please feel free to set that intention with me, as it just makes it stronger. If it does not, please feel free to set your own intention or none at all, whatever you feel called to do. But let's go ahead here and light this candle, and then we will get into your reading. So I'm going to kind of attach this to the holder first. Let's go ahead here, group number 1, and set the intention here to light your way forward. Beautiful. So let's go ahead and get into your reading here, group number 1, and go a little deeper into the messages that the dragons have for you today, okay? In regards to the path that maybe you're being led down, where you're being led to, what this enlightenment is in regards to. I do feel for a lot of you guys that there's definitely some kind of awakening energy here. Where maybe you couldn't see things clearly before, you're beginning to understand something or see something in a different light, something being revealed to you, new knowledge or understanding coming in here for sure for you guys. So we have the Ace of Cups. So there's definitely an aspect of the emotional body coming in here. Some of you guys may be awakening to some empathic energies, but there's also something here about an awakening in the emotional body. Or maybe even like a clearing of a blockage in the emotional body, especially with this particular Ace of Cups here, having this river, this waterfall. It's like the dam has broken here, group number 1. And so you guys may even be experiencing like emotional kind of flooding or purging here, or even having quite aggressive emotional outbursts, whether it's aggressive emotions or just a lot of emotions. That's going to be different for everybody, but there's definitely something here for group number 1 with kind of clearing through certain blockages where maybe you couldn't see the way around certain things previously, especially in regards to like love and relationships, friendships, connections that you had. Maybe you were running into a lot of conflict, having a lot of problems in your romantic life for some of you guys. And it's like instead of moving around it, there's this kind of breaking right through the blockage happening here for you guys. And that's going to be, you know, in regards to different situations for everybody, as this is a general reading, but that's kind of how I'm seeing this, where you guys were trying to potentially even avoid certain kind of challenges or find a way to go around them or ignore them or pretend like they weren't even there for some of you guys. And it's like now you are breaking right through them. So you're facing certain challenges and blockages head on. And that is going to kind of bring you into a state of flow eventually. But there is like a sense of balancing your emotional body that you guys are currently experiencing right now. We also then have the Two of Cups. What are the chances there? So strong emphasis on any kind of commitments that you guys have made, a strong emphasis on any kind of connections that you guys have. You know, and commitments don't always have to be like traditional marriage or vows or anything like that. This could be promises that you made to yourself that you didn't follow through with. This could be commitments in relationships. This could be contracts. This could be jobs. There's just something here for group number 1 where you are being shown how to move forward in truth, especially with all this blue here. Blue is very much so connected to not just the water. I mean, blue kind of represents the water element, but really what I'm feeling here with this color blue is more of the throat chakra. So this is more about like expression of your truth, which is very connected to the air element, which for me personally in my own practices is really more of what the blue color embodies. I don't know, when I see blue, I just think air. That's just how it goes for me. And air is knowledge and truth and wisdom and the higher self. And that's really what I'm feeling here for you guys, is like the sense of clarity, the sense of lifting of depression, the sense of breaking through emotional blockages. And a lot of you guys with this, it's going to connect you to what you've been desiring the entire time. Where some of you guys may have actually been fearing love. You may have been having a lot of problems in relationships, as I said, because of this fear or this blockage, it may have been causing some sort of like rift in your connections because you weren't able to be honest or you weren't able to be vulnerable in some way, shape, or form. Or maybe you had been hurt in the past and it kind of made you scared to jump back in. There's just something here where you guys are almost forced to face something head on, and you're realizing through that there was always a way through. And it may even be quite encouraging or motivating for you. It may cause like this, almost like this snowball effect where you begin moving through certain blockages and you recognize your power here, group number one, and you continue moving through blockages because of that. And then we have the Three of Wands. Yeah, see, it's really igniting you. It's causing you guys to really want to explore. It's causing you guys to see, how far can I go now? Like, what am I actually capable of, is kind of the energy coming in here for you guys. Like, once you break through this blockage and you realize that really you were holding yourself back, the way through has always been there. You were just too afraid to kind of face that. In whatever situation this is for you, group number one, the way through has always been there. But there's something here that came through that kind of gave you a push towards that kind of caused you to have to take those steps, that kind of caused you to have to take that action. And once now I feel for you guys, if you haven't been through that yet, it is coming, but I do feel for a lot of you guys like you just made it through that. You're just on the other side of that blockage. You just maybe went through some sort of conflict or had to face some sort of fear or had to kind of embrace some sort of challenge due to lack of other options. It's almost feeling like you were almost kind of forced into it or pushed into it here, group number one. But once you are, you realize that you built it up so much in your mind out of maybe fear of unknown energy, or out of this resistance. There was a big resistance to pushing through this blockage for you guys subconsciously, maybe even consciously, where you were just like, I just don't want to go there. I just don't want to deal with that. I don't want to. But it's almost, again, like you've been forced to here. And once you are, you guys really get ignited and motivated to see what other things you can move through and towards. It's really creating like this momentum for you guys, this momentum to move forward. That's, you guys maybe, I really feel for you guys that there's like awakening and activations here happening, activations in your motivation and in your personal, like your personal power or your personal will, your desire to take action. Whereas before that may have been very kind of muted down or extinguished even for some of you guys. Very flooded, kind of put your fire out, put your passion out kind of energy. And I see here that flood wall is broken. It's allowing all of the expression and the releasing to happen that's going to allow you to reignite. It's going to allow this fire to be relit within you that really causes you to begin moving forward towards something. Even if you don't know what you're moving forward towards, group number one, you guys are moving towards something that is going to include passion and play and purpose. So don't allow this idea that you have to know where you're going stop you from moving forward. That's another message here for somebody that somebody needs to hear. Even if you don't know what the final goal is or what the outcome is going to be, don't allow that to stop you from taking steps now, one step in front of the other. It doesn't have to be having this plan of the entire trip. It's one step in front of the other, group number one. So let's go ahead here and see what actions, advice Spirit has for you in regards to this kind of journey that you guys are embarking on here for group number one. Advice or actions you're being asked to take here for group number one. There's a lot of activations I see here in like the the solar plexus and the heart space. It's kind of like the solar plexus up, really. The solar plexus, the heart, and the throat chakra all kind of connecting here for you guys, allowing you to have that that fire, enough fire within you, enough determination within you to be able to express your true feelings. So that may be something that a lot of you guys have really struggled with within your life. Our next card that came out here is the Lady, and this is saying here that it's time to focus on creation, creating what you love instead of trying to find what you love in its final kind of form outside of you. A lot of you guys have searched for love your entire life without realizing that love isn't actually something that anybody can give you. It's not something that you can find outside of you. You have to find it internally first, and that may be kind of this darkness that you guys are being let out of now. You guys may have went through a dark night of the soul, which is very, for me, very connected to the kind of dark blue color. You may have went through a very deep and dark depression or feeling very lonely, which is also very connected to the color blue for me. There's just something here where you guys you may have been forced to go within. You may have been separated from a lot of people, a lot of energies outside of you where you were looking for love from in order to be able to find that within you. And I feel like that's really what you guys are finding, is that you have held love within you this entire time and you've been searching somewhere else for it. So it's almost like you've been forced to go within. You've been forced to see the depths of yourself in some aspect in order to find the love that you've been seeking. And this is going to allow you to create a life of love. Group number one, it's going to allow you to move forward in love and attract more love into your life, but not out of a lack of love, okay? So you guys are definitely entering into a phase of creation here. And Spirit wants you guys to be ready and to be prepared and to be excited about that, okay? You guys have been in this kind of gestation period. You've been in the womb. You've been internal. You've been growing. Even though you couldn't see what was growing or how things were growing or what was happening, it was. And I feel for a lot of you guys, it really was very connected to your desire for love or your desire for somebody or something to give that energy to you. And you've been through this long, dark phase where you've realized that love has been there the entire time. Like I said, it's this way through that's been there the entire time that maybe you were avoiding, maybe you were scared of. A lot of you guys may have had a lot of traumatic experiences surrounding love and romance and connections and friendships and maybe even family relations that kind of caused you to give that power away. And you guys are reclaiming that power. So let's get another message here, group number one. I absolutely love this reading for you guys. We then have the Lovers coming out right on top of the Two of Cups. Right on top of the Two of Cups. Some of you guys may be meeting a very long-term partner here for you guys, for sure. Some of you guys, there's definitely union here. There's definitely, you guys, if you are being offered some sort of contract, some sort of offer, some sort of like romantic offer, some sort of union, business partner, soulmate, twin flame, romantic partner, friendship, reconciliation, all coming in here very strongly. You're really being asked to take any action towards love that is presented to you, because that is leading you towards your truth. The love is where your truth is at here with this Ace of Swords, and that's where clarity is at here for you as well. Some of you guys may be questioning whether or not you should have children, or maybe even just one of you guys, and the answer is yes. But there's a lot of reflection type energy here coming in as well. So a lot of you guys, again, have been doing a lot of like shadow work or deep internal kind of subconscious work in regards to love and relationships, and you're going to become much more aware of maybe the toxic habits and traits that you've had in relationships, or maybe how kind of manipulation works, or emotional manipulation, or mental manipulation. I just feel for you guys that you are really dispelling any kind of toxicity by awakening to how that actually plays out within the physical reality. I feel like a lot of you guys may have really experienced a lot of toxic relationships, and when you were in those relationships, never once ever realized that they were toxic. and you're beginning to kind of understand and gain the knowledge and the wisdom of how that actually plays out, which is allowing you to see things much clearer. It's allowing you to see things for what they actually are instead of what you want them to be, because you're no longer feeling like you lack the love. You're no longer desperate for the love or approval of other people, which is beautiful. That's a healing all in itself, group number one, and don't downplay that at all. If you are finally coming into a phase in your life where you finally feel free of this need to have somebody else there to feel worthy of love, that is a huge accomplishment, and you should pat yourself on the back for that. Really, you really should. Don't ever shrink yourself or make yourself believe that you are less than because you don't have somebody by your side telling you that you are beautiful or that you are worthy or that they love you. You can do all of that yourself. You really can. You guys are entering into this period of love, whether this is with another person, with yourself, with your path, with your purpose, with your career. That's going to play out differently for everybody. There is a heavy romantic energy coming in here, but that is not going to resonate with everybody. But a heavy period of creating from this energy of love. We have the Ace of Cups with new fertile energy. We have the Two of Cups with this new partnership or this union of love, this commitment to love. And then we have the Three of Wands, which talks about exploration. It talks about going outside of your comfort zone, going outside of your hometown, going outside of the jobs that you've always worked, going outside of the comfortable, familiar energies that you've always lived in. You guys have broke through some sort of kind of barrier, some sort of like dam almost is how I'm seeing this, like a dam on a river that's going to allow you to come into this creative flow and going to allow you to create something very beautiful and something that's very much so in alignment with your personal truth. A lot of you guys are being awakened to what your truth is, to what is actually true to you instead of what may have been true to other people or what other people expected of you. A lot of you guys may have lived your life in this way where you needed to impress other people, or you needed to live in the sense of needing approval from other people, or needing other people to tell you you were doing the right thing, or needing other people to tell you where to go or how to get to the next step. Kind of this kind of employee and employer kind of energy here, where you guys needed somebody to tell you when to get up and clock in, when to do certain jobs, how to do certain jobs, and then when to go home and rest. And I'm not saying that in a very literal form. For some of you, maybe. But you're breaking free of this need for guidance every step of the way, and you're coming into this sense of freedom where you can choose to step in any direction that you want, which is absolutely beautiful. So let's go ahead here and pull another dragon for group number one. Moving forward, awakening to love, awakening to the power of love, and the creative power that love holds as well. I love this. Oh, look at this. We have the dark blue galactic dragon. How synchronistic is that? Helps you listen to the voice of the universe. Ignite the codes of your master blueprint. Access cosmic wisdom and enter higher service. You guys are awakening to a higher vibration. You guys are ascending. You guys are definitely connecting. We have this angel light here. You guys are definitely connecting to higher vibrations, higher dimensional energies. And receiving a lot of clarity, a lot of wisdom, and like this blueprint energy that's going to show you how to move forward in a new way. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind that you guys are channeling some sort of higher power that's like activating different, maybe even light codes within you, or like different blueprints, or freeing you from certain soul contracts for some. Wow. So this is very deep. It's very, very deep. Again, some of you may resonate with like starseed energy or higher dimensional energy as well, and you are like reconnecting to that energy on a soul level. Soul activations. Wow. So let's pull a couple last messages for group number 1. A couple last messages for you guys. Any last guidance or advice for group number 1? Okay. So our first one here is this very Egyptian kind of energy. Let me just focus that. And this butterfly is really sticking out to me here in this image, but the message on this card is visualize. When we develop our abilities to visualize, we can manifest maximum influence on our experience of reality. And with this group number 1, what I'm really seeing, and this is coming out right on top of the lady or the empress here, and this is really telling me that your visualization skills are almost vital to the creation process for you. The visualization process is kind of the gestation period of your manifestations. So being very mindful of where your mind wanders, being very mindful of what your mind gets caught on or stuck on, or being very mindful if your mind kind of wanders into the past and starts latching on to certain memories or experiences that you've had, because it's almost like that will recreate it for you here, group number 1. So there's really a need to kind of focus your mental energy onto creating what it is that you desire to come into your life instead of what you've already experienced or what you don't want to happen. So just be aware of that. And then our second one here for you guys, this is the image. And there is kind of like this kind of darkness back here really catching my eye, but this energy of needing to let go. Some of you guys may be trying to like rebuild something that's already ran its course, or really holding on to something that has already ran its course. And I feel if that's the case, if that resonates for you, like it's really time to let go. It's really time to see what is in front of you instead of trying to hold together something that's broken. But the message on this card here is muse. Seek out or act as a positive, inspiring, and helpful muse to another's creativity. Yeah, so there's really a need for you guys to find your muse, as well as, like I said, you guys are entering into this phase of creation. You definitely are, and you are able to visualize and create and manifest, or you will be able to very soon, quite easily, I feel, for you guys. Like if you can visualize it, it will come into your life. Some of you guys are going to be connected to a new kind of muse. Somebody, something, some sort of guide, some sort of energy that allows you to flow. Interesting. And in that experience, you may also find that you are somebody or something else's muse as well, something working through you. And I feel a very spiritual energy, a very higher vibrational, higher frequency energy working through you. Some of you guys may be awakening to like this ability to channel or to download certain kind of energies, and if that's the case, there's like this need to tap into that and see what it creates through you. Allow it to happen. Allow yourself to just go with whatever it is that you are imagining and see where that takes you, group number 1. So being very free with your movement, allowing yourself to take one step, to take one action, and see where it takes you instead of trying to control where it takes you by having the final kind of finish line already created within your mind. Interesting. So this is what I'm seeing for my beautiful group number 1. I will allow your candle to burn all the way down for you. I truly hope that this reading resonated with you and brought you some clarity as to the current kind of energies that may be going on within your life. If this resonated with you, if you enjoyed this reading, please do hit that like button, as it truly does help to support the channel. Comment down below. Let me know if you chose this pile. Let me know what other kinds of readings you guys would like to see. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I thank you guys so very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! Hello, my beautiful group number 2. Those of you that chose dragon number 2 with the green candle and this beautiful piece of raw fluorite, this reading is for you. And coming into your reading, there is this sense of almost compassion, maybe even forgiveness for some of you guys. So this may have been something that you've achieved emotionally instead of just mentally, but also maybe something that you're seeking or needing from somebody else even potentially. But there is like this this emotional kind of focus here for your reading. Let's go ahead here, and our dragon that you guys chose, we have challenge, standing up for your rights. Okay. Yeah, so for a lot of you guys here, this is in regards to being able to knowing your worth, not allowing anybody or anything to walk all over you kind of energy. And we have this green candle here as well. And for group number 2, I'm going to light this candle with the intention of expanding your boundaries, allowing you to expand your boundaries with compassion. As well as I'm going to also set the intention here to allow forgiveness to really anchor within you, as I do really strongly feel that that may be something that a lot of you guys are needing, not necessarily from other people, but maybe needing to forgive others for something. Standing up for your rights. So forgiveness doesn't mean that you have to allow people back into your life, or you have to give them the opportunity to like recommit the crime, if you will. And that may be the challenge that you guys are facing. But let's go ahead and light this candle, and feel free to set that intention with me, or any intention that you may have coming into this reading, or none at all, whatever you feel called to do. And then we'll get into the rest of your cards. So group number 2, we are setting the intention to expand our boundaries, to know our worth, and to anchor our hearts into compassion and forgiveness, okay? Yeah, I really feel for a lot of you guys, you may really be struggling with maybe even some anger towards somebody or something or a certain situation, or having a really hard time allowing yourself to move on from something that caused you some harm, that caused you some emotional pain, or some sort of distress. You may be feeling very used. That's something that's coming in here very strongly, is feeling very used in some way, shape, or form. Is creating a very challenging time for you personally in how you move forward. I feel for a lot of you guys, you may really be struggling with the actions or the movements that you're making being taken out of spite, out of anger, out of resentment, really just projecting a lot of your pain into the actions and the movements that you're making in your physical reality. And this is kind of the challenge that the dragon is coming forth to talk to you about, and that spirit wants to guide you through, is really coming back to center and coming into this sense of compassion and moving forward with grace. For group number 2, let's go ahead and get some cards out for you guys and go a little deeper into what this challenge may be. To start with, for group number 2, what is this challenge that you are facing? What rights are you being asked to stand up for? Group number 2. We have the Four of Swords. Yeah, so there's something here where you guys went through a very challenging situation, or had a very challenging experience that maybe caused a lot of pain, a lot of turmoil, a lot of conflict. This could be like a breakup, or a fight with somebody, or some sort of argument or disagreement in some area of your life. And it's like you guys are still living like you're in that argument, instead of allowing your mental body to kind of rest from it. It's constantly maybe playing over and over again in your mind. And then we also have the Ten of Wands. Wow, it's very heavy for you guys. Wow, it's been an uphill battle for you guys. It's been a very heavy, kind of burdensome time for you guys, bearing a lot of the responsibility. A lot of you guys may feel like you had to take all of the blame for some sort of experience within your life, or like all of the blame was put on you, or all of the responsibility was put on you, all of the obligation was put on you. You may feel like you are the one that kind of bears all of the weight in your relationships. Like you're the one that puts all of the work in relationships or in your job or whatever area of your life this is for you. And I feel like you guys were maybe drawn to this reading for you to kind of hear this message of closure coming in, like a lifting of some sort of burden, of some heaviness coming in here. Some of you guys, there's something here where maybe you need to hear that if you don't, if you feel like you carry all of the responsibility, all of the weight, all of the stress of certain situations within your life, have you spoke up about this? Have in a constructive way, not in an angry way. How are you expressing these things is something that Spirit wants you to kind of bring into focus. But there is a closure coming in here with this Ten of Wands. There is going to be a closure, facing of this challenge, a changing of this energy. And then we have the Magician coming out here. Yeah, see, this challenge here is really, I feel for you guys, this challenge here is all about learning how to turn a challenge into it's almost here what I'm seeing is like really learning how to overcome this challenge is a big focus here. Learning how to face certain obstacles and challenges with grace instead of anger or resentment, or even some of you guys may be seeking like revenge, or really feeling like you need revenge, or you need somebody to pay you back, or you need like some sort of reciprocation for everything that you've put in. But you guys are at this point in this kind of part of your life, in this phase, in this kind of chapter of your life where you're going to be learning how to transmute this kind of Ten of Wands, this challenge, this pain, this anger, this resentment, this bitterness. That's really what you're being asked to learn how to do here, is transmute this pain and turn it into something else. To recreate yourself, to take all of this heaviness, to take this bitterness, to take this vengeful energy and transmute it into something. So some of you guys, there may be something here where like holding on to this pain may not be an option. There may not be an option to let go of it right now. Like it just may be too difficult, and that's fine if that's where you're at. But there's something here, if that's where you're at, group number 2, there's a need to kind of turn it more into this energy of prove to them that you can do something without them. Prove to them that you can be better. Prove to them that you can accomplish anything that you want, instead of holding on to it in a sense where you feel like you need revenge, or you feel like they need to pay you back, or you feel like you need something from them. Use this pain, use this anger as motivation to prove them wrong. Wow. So let's go ahead here, group number 2. And get some guidance and advice in regards to maybe what you should do next, where you should be moving towards, any actions you should be taking right now for group number 2. Weird. I swear I just saw somebody standing like right next to me in like a pink shirt. Nobody there. Anyways, we have the Magician coming out again. So you guys, again, are being asked to recreate this energy, to take this energy and turn it into something that can move you forward instead of using it to hold you in the same place. There's really something here about needing to enforce your boundaries, enhance your boundaries. I just really feel for a lot of you guys, you feel very taken advantage of, you feel very used, and there's just a lot of I don't know, it just feels like a lot of anger that you guys are really being asked to transmute into, like, use the anger as fuel, use the anger as motivation, use the anger as power behind your actions to rise above this situation or this other person or whatever this is for you. Use this as power to create something so big that I mean, I don't know. Readings don't usually come through like this, and I'm kind of like second guessing on actually like relaying the messages that I'm getting, because it almost feels, I don't know, I want to say lower vibrational, but then there's this other voice in my mind that's like, but this is real life, and these are things that people actually experience. These are things that, you know, people actually go through, and life isn't always, you know, butterflies and rainbows, and things are difficult, and sometimes we just need something to hold on to. Sometimes we need that fuel. Sometimes we need that fire under our wings, and sometimes in order to get that, we have to use the pain and the anger that we have kind of lived in because of certain experiences and situations, and we have to, you know, prove people wrong. We have to, some of you guys, what I'm hearing is like, create something so big, so beautiful that it makes other people jealous. Like, there's something here about, you know, make them jealous. Make them look at you in a new way. So that's, I don't know what that is, but that's what's coming through here. That's very interesting. And you know, I really try not to like filter any messages, because I do know that everybody goes through different situations. Everybody goes through different phases in life. Everybody goes through different experiences, and sometimes there are just times in our journeys where, you know, maybe we need to be petty. Maybe we need to be in, I guess, in a more narrow perception, not even so much in a lower vibration, but sometimes, you know, where we are on our journey can be perceived as petty. It can be perceived as like, maybe you're going down the wrong path, or you have the wrong mindset, or whatever it is. But really, we're right where we need to be, and we're always given an opportunity to use it to grow, or to use it to stay where we are. And sometimes in order to grow, we have to latch onto a mindset that helps us overcome that. And sometimes that mindset is to prove other people wrong. It is to make other people jealous. It is to, you know, allow our ego to maybe kind of hold us up when we feel like we can't. And that's really kind of what I'm feeling for group number 2. So maybe you guys have had a very kind of underinflated ego for a very large portion of your life. Maybe you've struggled with self-worth, and you've struggled with feeling small. You've struggled with standing up for yourself here. And now you're being asked to kind of go on the opposite side of that scale, and to, you know, inflate your ego. Allow yourself to be proud. Allow yourself to stand up for yourself and have these boundaries and pride. Allow your pride to carry you right now, group number 2. Interesting. We then have the Death card. Yeah, there is huge transformation. Allow change to happen. Allow yourself to transmute this pain in order to create change within your life. Closure of this cycle of heaviness. Closure of this cycle of it's like closure of this uphill battle, whatever that is for you. Group number 2, for sure. And then we have the Two of Wands. Yeah, see, you guys are, it's almost like at a crossroads. You guys are at a point where you can choose to stay where you are in the energy that you're in the situation that you're in, and live there, or you can choose to take a different path. You can choose to take the higher road. You can choose to transmute this pain. You can choose to prove people wrong. You can choose to go in a different direction when people might be expecting you to go left. You can choose to go right. You can choose to expand. You can choose to become everything that everybody told you you couldn't be. Wow, so this is a very interesting reading. I don't think I've ever had a reading come through quite like this, and that seems to be kind of a theme lately, is all of these readings that I'm doing are coming through in such a powerful way, but they're coming through in a very new way. So I do feel like as a collective we are transforming as well. But the bottom of the deck here we have the Fool, so it's time to start over. It's time to get rid of, throw out all these limiting beliefs that you guys have been limiting yourself with, and starting over. And sometimes in order to start over, we have to use the anger and the pain and the bitterness and the betrayal and the abandonment as fuel. And that's what you guys are being told to do. Use it as fuel. Make it the fire under your wings and use it to prove everybody wrong. You are a very powerful person. You are meant for bigger and brighter things. You are meant to rise above your current circumstances and situations. You are meant to rise above poverty and lack and victim mentality, and you are meant to be so much more than that. But you had to, I feel like you guys had some very challenging kind of soul cycles, soul lessons that you had to experience in order to kind of gain that fire within you. And it's like that fire's been lit, group number 2. That fire has been lit, and now it's time to kind of rise above all of this. It's like Phoenix rising energy. Wow. So let's go ahead and pull another dragon message for you guys for group number 2. You're going to look back on this pain and this bitterness, and you're going to be thankful for it one day, because you're going to realize that it was the fire that you needed to, do something with your life. On a much bigger scale than maybe you ever thought was possible before. We then have the Fire and Water Dragon, enables your life to flow with loving force. Prepare for change and to move forward quickly. Expect the unexpected and have fun. Don't let anything hold you back. And I love the colors here, with the green that we have that you guys chose, and then the orange with like that fire coming out here. Group number 2, expect the unexpected, have fun, allow change, allow yourself to be empowered, allow yourself to be proud of who you are, and, love fiercely. Don't allow your experiences to keep you from loving. Again, like that message of like this need for compassion, coming in here. Don't allow this to shut your heart off. That is something to be mindful of as well here, group number 2. Let's pull you a couple last messages. Okay, our first one out here. This is the image. And the message on this card here is truth. An honest desire to know and speak the truth produces beneficial results. So, never lose sight of your truth. Speak your truth. Speak, stand up for your rights. Speak your boundaries into existence. Use your voice honestly. And also speak your desires into existence. Is that something that's coming in here quite strongly? Is that fire, like really allowing that fire to like empower you, group number 2. And then we also have this image here. And the message on this card is overwhelm. The hard work we love can leave us feeling burdened, drained, and burnt out, among other problems. Yeah, so there is a lot of, I feel like this is current energy here, a lot of feeling very stressed out, very overwhelmed, very burdened, very weighed down, very much so like you're in an uphill battle that you can't get to the top of. And you guys are being asked to kind of evolve, to rise above, to find that fire and use it to, kind of lift you up, to motivate you, to empower you. I'm just seeing this for some of you guys almost like a hot air balloon, where like that fire is what allows you to rise up. So that's very interesting. But this is what I'm seeing for my beautiful group number 2. If you enjoyed this reading, if it resonated with you, please do hit that like button, as it truly does help to support the channel. Comment down below. Let me know if you chose this pile. Let me know how it resonated. This was a very interesting reading. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, so you don't miss out when I post future videos like this. I will continue to allow your candle to burn all the way out as well. I thank you guys so very much for joining me here today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, my beautiful group number 3. Those of you that chose dragon number 3 with the cinnabarite stone and the pink candle, this reading is for you. And coming into your reading, I was using the sound bowl in between each of these readings to clear the space and to kind of connect in, and really the biggest kind of message that came through for you guys here is the sense of needing to move in silence or even in secret. And I was also really, really strongly seeing the moon card, which is very representative of like hidden knowledge, kind of secretive energy. So there may be something here for you guys in regards to like needing to keep your ideas to yourself, to keep your kind of financial plans or your business plans to yourself, especially if a lot of your manifestation energies are projected in that direction. As well as for group number 3, there is a message here where maybe you need to become more aware of the way you speak about or to yourself, or kind of like the voice within your head, and what that is saying about you in certain situations, and how that kind of illuminates certain limiting or restricting beliefs about what you're capable of manifesting. Interesting. So let's go ahead here and take a look at your dragon group number 3. Oh, you guys, this is the card of rebirth. Giving yourself a second chance. Wow. So group number 3, what I really see here for you guys is that you are being given an opportunity to do something over, to do something again, or like to take some sort of risk or opportunity that is coming back towards you. A lot of you guys, I do really heavily feel that this is, some of you guys, this could be relationship oriented. It doesn't really feel that way, but it is a general reading, so apply it there if that's where it resonates for you. But for a lot of you guys, this feels more about like financial security, maybe trying to obtain a home or make a large purchase or bring some sort of like manifestation into reality. Some of you guys may have had an opportunity to work with somebody or to have some sort of contract, or you know, a publisher or something like that. You may have had an opportunity of that in the past that maybe you failed or passed up entirely out of fear or fear of failure. But there's something here about needing to like pick yourself back up and try again. Some of you guys may have kind of let go of a particular creative dream or a creative path, or just let go of something that you really strongly desired because you tried once and it didn't work, so you've convinced yourself that you aren't capable. And if that's the case, you are capable, and you're coming into a time where there is going to be a second chance, and there's a need to really embrace this for group number 3. So that's beautiful. I love that. So let's go ahead here, and I'm going to light this candle for you guys, setting the intention to seize any opportunities and to take any risks that come forth for you guys. And if that resonates with you, feel free to set that intention with me. If it does not, please feel free to set your own intention, or none at all, whatever you feel called to do. And I will allow this candle to burn all the way out for you guys, but let's go ahead and light this, and then we'll get into your cards. So group number 3, setting the intention to really seize and grab a hold of opportunities and to take any risks necessary to be reborn. Group number 3. Yeah, there's some fear surrounding this. There's also some limiting beliefs. I really feel for some of you guys, there's some limiting beliefs or limiting mindsets that are preventing you from trying again. And I feel like that's very heavily tied to the fear of failure, or the for some of you guys, you did try and it didn't work out the first time, so you just didn't try again, and there's really a need to try again, whatever that means for you. So let's go ahead and get some cards to show us a little bit more about where this rebirth, this second chance is at for group number 3. Group number 3. So there's a need to release some rigidity for group number 3. Some of you guys may be very, very almost like hyper stuck in your ways right now, because maybe you did fail, or maybe, you know, there's a very strong fear holding you in place in regards to going outside of what you know or what you're familiar with. So a need to kind of release some rigidity, but also I do feel for you guys that this is tied to this message of like doing things on the down low or even in secret. So for group number 3, there's a need for you to know that just because you're going to try something new, or you want to go after a dream or something like that, like maybe if you're scared of the judgment of the failure, or if you're scared of the ridicule that other people will give you, or maybe you brought it up before and people were like, why would you want to do that? That's a bad idea. It isn't worth your time. You're never going to make it, whatever it is. Make these moves without seeking the approval of other people. So that's definitely a message here for somebody. Let's go ahead. What is this rebirth? What is this second chance for group number 3? Whoa. All right, so we have the 8 of Wands coming out here. So there's definitely a lot of communication surrounding this. Some of you guys, this could be, again, like I brought up earlier, like this sense of a publisher or something like that. If you guys are writers or you're trying to get something published, maybe sending it out to multiple different publishing agents, or even looking into like self-publication, maybe something to kind of help you move through that fear of rejection. But there's also something here. There's just, I feel like the biggest message here, regardless of how this relates to your situation, so apply it how it resonates. Again, it is a general reading. There's something here about needing to reach out or to send your work out to multiple different places, instead of maybe just one. Maybe before you sent your, you know, for example purposes, I know everybody isn't going to resonate with writing a book or trying to publish something, but maybe you sent it to one publisher, and maybe you need to send it to 8, maybe you need to send it to many. Maybe there's just something here about really needing to kind of expand on options like that. Kind of like that Harry Potter kind of story where J.K. Rowling was, I'm pretty sure, rejected multiple times before she was published. And look at her and the success that she's had because she didn't give up. So I really feel the biggest message here for group number 3 is like, don't give up on your dreams. The King of Cups. Yeah, so there's definitely something here about needing to be in control. So with that, group number 3, this again kind of points me back to not allowing other people to place their opinion or their judgments on what it is that you're doing, not allowing other people to control how you feel about your work, as well as being in control of that voice within you, being in control of that self-criticism, that self-judgment, and the way you talk about yourself is super, super important here for you guys. In regards to this second chance and whatever this is, it's something that you feel very strongly about. And there's really a need to pursue this, group number 3, instead of hiding it away and, you know, never taking action at it again because the first time didn't work out. That would be so much more detrimental to you than failing 5 more times, you know, before you see success. There is something here, though. Whatever this is for you is meant to bring in abundance and manifestation for group number 3. It really is. It's meant to bring you into some sort of success. But there's like a need to try again, whatever that means for you. And then we have the High Priest coming out here. Wow. So group number 3, there's something here about inspiration, about being guided, being led to where these opportunities are, being led to where you're going to have the most strength or the most power in order to take this second chance. There's something here about like divine guidance, divine inspiration. Some of you guys may need to really seek a mentor or a leader or a teacher or something in regards to whatever this is that you're trying to kind of rebirth. That's a very strong message here for a lot of you guys, finding somebody who can help you move forward in a new way here in whatever aspect, whether this is in your creative endeavors, whatever you're trying to create, whether this is in business, whether this is in love, whatever it is here for you that is trying to be reborn. Group number 3, there's something here about connecting to somebody who can help you, who can guide you to this rebirth, who can help you do things a new way or really help, transform maybe the presentation. There's just something here about a teacher coming in. Interesting. Interesting. And some of you guys may be trying to break free from like traditional ways of doing things, right? You may be trying to do things differently or to do things your own way, which isn't a bad thing whatsoever. But depending on what this is, there may be a more traditional kind of format or more traditional like process that you can go through. And for you guys, it may be best for you to at least learn that process or try that process before trying to be more extravagant or trying to go outside of the traditional ways of doing things. Like there's a need to take it one step at a time. So, at least learn the traditional ways and why they do it the way that they do it, whatever that means. If this is publishing, like sending it in, having it edited, that kind of thing, like really at least learning about the more traditional ways of doing whatever this is. Because there's something you're going to learn there. I also feel for some of you guys that this need to kind of keep this quiet is because there are so many different opinions and all of this advice or judgment. It could be judgment. It may not be, though. It could just be all of this advice or opinions of others on how you should do it. And it really kind of pulls you away from your core and how you feel you're meant to do it. And it kind of sways the way things happen. Interesting. So let's get some guidance, some advice, some actions you're meant to take right now in regards to this group number 3 and see if we can't get a little bit more specific. So we have justice coming out here. So for some of you guys, this is about like nailing that contract, whatever contract it is that you're trying to get, like nailing that job. This is about getting that sign on. Like there's something here about like signing something, signing your name, signing some sort of contract, signing some sort of legal agreement that's going to allow you to kind of explode, expand, be reborn into a whole new way of being, a whole new way of life, fame, abundance. Interesting. For some of you guys, this is about marriage. Maybe a reconciliation of a marriage, maybe an opportunity to reconcile with somebody that you used to be married to, or maybe just the opportunity to move into that next phase of your relationship. And kind of step into being reborn in that way. Interesting. We also have the 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, see, a lot of you guys are really scared of loss. You're really scared of lack. And that really prevents you guys from taking action. You've convinced yourself that you aren't able to move forward because you don't have enough of whatever it is, finances, resources, time, energy, to be able to complete this. Well, you don't have to complete it in one step. Group number 3, what you have to do is take one step at a time. So So this may require some reorganization. This may require you to do some healing work in the mind and the mentality of lack. Really, again, like that inner voice that tells you you're not good enough, or that you can't, or you don't have enough to be able to be successful. A lot of you guys may really fear success, and that sounds really strange and really kind of counterproductive, but it's a legitimate fear. A lot of people don't know what to do, when they come into success, when they come into a large sum of money, especially if you're signing a contract that has some sort of sign-on bonus, or maybe, even winning the lottery. A lot of people don't know how to handle success. They don't know how to handle abundance. They don't know how to manage or organize certain things like that, and it causes dysfunction. It causes loss. It causes overspending and overexerting, and there's this need to there's a need for planning and learning, and need, so maybe some of you guys needing to learn more about the financial obligations and responsibilities of owning a business, or some of you guys, the word prenuptial agreement is actually coming in here. So if the marriage thing is resonating with you, maybe for some of you guys, you've never allowed yourself to be married because you're scared that it'll cause you to lose everything you've worked for if things don't work out right, but maybe you're scared to ask for a prenup because you're scared it might upset your partner. There's just something here where you need to protect yourself, especially financially, that is coming in here, whatever that means for you, and plan and organize and allow yourself to learn how to manage finances and resources and accounting and taxes and how to invest potentially. So interesting. Kind of interesting turn of this reading. A huge message is, I feel, for you guys, that you're really needing to learn more about the business side of those kinds of the business side of legal agreements, whether those legal agreements are in regards to a job, or freelancing contracts, or marriage, or whatever it is. There's a need for you to really kind of dive into understanding what that's going to mean financially for you. Interesting message. And then we have the Fool, and there's that rebirth. And we have the Four of Wands on the bottom of the deck, which talks about foundational energy, talks about home, it talks about celebration, celebrating a union, celebrating a contract, celebrating a marriage. Some of you guys like twin flame or reconciliation energy coming in here again. But there's definitely a starting over, starting fresh, doing things again. And not being afraid to get up and try again, even if you failed before, regardless of where this is at, because I feel almost like this is split 50-50 here for this reading. Some of you guys, this is in regards to your career, your business, and where you want that to go. Some of you guys may be going back to school, maybe something that's very beneficial for you. Maybe you've tried to go back to college, or you've tried taking classes that didn't work out before, and so you haven't allowed yourself to, by telling yourself that it costs too much money, or it takes too much time, or you just don't have enough. But there's a need to do that. Some of you guys, this is about a relationship that either you were divorced from already once and you are coming back together, reconciliation, some of you getting married, and really needing to rearrange finances and get very clear on how that's going to impact you financially, and how you guys are going to move together financially from this kind of new phase in your life. But there's definitely rebirth here with knowledge, learning from the past and learning how to try again based off of the knowledge you have from the past is the biggest message coming in here. Very interesting. Let's go ahead here, group number 3, and pull you another dragon message. Group number 3. We have the orange gold dragon from Arcturus. Opens you to knowledge for the new golden age. Carry the energy of the future, be a guiding light. How beautiful is that? Opens you to knowledge for the new golden age, group number 3. This card was kind of peeking out too, so we'll take a look at it. And this is the gold and silver violet flame dragon. And this here says transmutes the old around you with the wisdom and grace. Yeah, it's time for transmutation, magic, and healing. Offer service under grace. So a lot of you guys, you guys are transmuting the past. You guys are releasing the past. It's time to move forward. It's time to try again. It's time to, pick yourself up and move forward here, and stop letting like fear hold you back. Let's pull you a couple last messages. Any last guidance or advice for group number 3? We're going to take 2 cards here. Guidance and advice for group number 3. Okay. So our first one out, this is the image on your card here. And the message is beliefs. We all have certain beliefs that help us or can trap us and keep us from moving toward creative solutions. Yeah, so that is a strong emphasis here that you guys are being asked to become aware of. What beliefs, what mindsets, what kind of self-talk or criticism is it that you're holding on to that you use to keep you from moving forward in a particular way? And then we also have this card here. And the message on this card is indecision. Decide not to make a decision at this time. This will be a constructive, valid, and useful decision. So group number 3, this could definitely have to do with like this need to make a decision quietly as well for some of you guys. Some of you guys may be deciding to get divorced. That is something that's coming in here for some of you guys. Not all of you, but that is here. So I do want to kind of mention it. But there's something here about really needing to gain some knowledge, some understanding, some wisdom, some enlightenment, and then using that to move forward in a new way. So you guys may have been stuck in a very repetitive kind of energy for quite a while, and there's something here, group number 3, where you're being asked to stop, evaluate, get organized, get planned out how you're going to move forward, and then take that step instead of just continuing to try to do the same thing or try to make the same thing work without any adjustments. And then convincing yourself that you're just a failure or that you can't do it, and just completely moving in a new direction, because that's not the case. Group number 3, it's just there's a need to reassess, reevaluate, reorganize, and move forward differently than maybe how you expected. But this is what I'm seeing for my beautiful group number 3. I will allow your candle to burn all the way out. If this reading resonated with you, please do hit that like button, as it truly does help to support the channel. Comment down below. Let me know how it resonated. Let me know if you chose this pile. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I thank you guys so very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.